Hello and welcome to Journey of Crafting. Today I am going to make a cover for my planner for my children. So in recent videos I showed you guys this in a haul video. I said that this was going to be my planner for my kids to keep track of their, school activities. I have one in high school, I have one in 5th grade, and then I have a 4-year-old who will be doing homeschool type material, but she's actually not going to be officially homeschooled. The only reason is because she is not old enough. Her birthday's in January, and she'll be 5, so she's not old enough to start kindergarten. Anyway, this is for them, and I haven't actually started planning in it just yet, even though I probably should, since, tomorrow's the first day of school. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a cover for this planner, and all I'm going to do that is I'm going to take this, actually I think I'm going to take this part. And I'm going to take this completely off, and we're going to set this aside, and we're going to use this as the template. Now this is a large planner, so I don't know if an 8.5 by 11 will work. No, it will not. An 8.5 by 11 will not work for a cover. So it does need to be it does need to be a 12 by 12, or you can use a placemat. If you have a placemat, like, I know this will work because even if you can't do it this way, which you can, but even if you couldn't do it this way, you could still lay it down like this and do it like that. But you can use placemats, you can use bags, you can use folders, you can use all kinds of different things, and that's something else that I will have a video up for you guys very shortly. So recently somebody had asked me to do a video with covers using no lamination. So instead of, I have made at least one using, I've actually made 2 using different methods completely, so you have a nice hard cover without any kind of lamination. And today I'm going to show you how to make a cover with a lamination substitution. So without further ado, I'm going to take my paper that I have chosen, and I'm going to set the other paper aside. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to trace out my outline, and then I'm going to cut just inside of that with my trimmer. And I'm not going all the way down because it's just a straight line, and my trimmer is decent at getting a straight line. If you were talking about me, on the other hand, oh Lord, no. I don't do straight lines very well. Now my trimmer can handle a straight line. Don't throw this away because you can use this. You can cut it to size for pocket letters. You could cut it to size for planner spaces, and same with this. You can cut it down to size. You could use it as a washi strip, or you could use it for making a banner, or really whatever. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to cut these out how I want them. So if I, like, say for instance, this is going to be my top cover, okay, and then if I wanted this is not going to be my back cover, but if I wanted this to be my back cover, the holes would have to be on this side. So when I flipped it over, the holes would have to be right here in order for it to line up properly. Does that make sense, guys? So actually I think this is my back front cover, because I had them set up to make it easier to record. So anyway, I'm going to finish tracing this out and cutting them all out, and I will be right back. And what I did was I laid everything down the way that I wanted them to go into the planner. So, and I flipped those backwards on accident. So this really loud page is going to be actually on the back cover. This is going to be on the inside back cover. This is the inside front cover, and then this is the front of the front cover. So we're just going to line them all up, make sure they're nice and decently straight, and take our template that got stuck on the holes. Take our template and line it up as well, and then we're going to mark these holes, and then we're going to cut them out. So I'm going to go ahead and finish marking these holes. I'm going to cut them out, and then I'm going to cut these little slits, and then I will be right back. And you could stick it in your planner just like this. It'd look a little funny because, you know, it's not sealed. Like they're just, but you could do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tape runner up here. It's on top of this tower thing. So I have a lot of surface on my table, so I try to build up instead of out. So that makes sense. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to very roughly attach these pages because I don't want them to move when I am doing my laminating. Alright, so that's the first page. And we're going to put that down there. And hopefully this will stay and not get lined up. Alright, so I'm going to line this up a lot better than I just did, hopefully. Alright, so I think that's good. And if not, it's good enough. So, now I'm just going to do the same thing over here. Don't go so fast if you have a tape gun. So you might want to go a little slower. That way it actually sticks to the paper. Oh, I'm running out. No, I'm out. Aw, I ran out. That's alright. I'll just have to fill it back up, and I don't think I'll need any more tape for this particular project, so it's alright, I guess. So I'm just going to line this up again and lay it down flat. And you can trim off any edges if you feel it's necessary. I'm actually not going to. I'm going to wait and for the next step. Now this is probably my favorite thing to use if I'm not using any kind of lamination per se. It's the clear contact paper that I got at the Dollar Tree. So, and if you guys haven't figured out by now, me and the Dollar Tree, we get along fairly well. Like, I go, it takes my money, it gives me nice things. Yeah, I like it. So what we're going to do is, all the contact paper at the Dollar Tree has these cool little grid things. So it makes, for measuring, really simple. So all we're going to do is we're going to take it in one by one line. So you see these lines? We're just going to take it in by one line, and we're going to put it on the bottom line here because it's got a nice border. And then we're just going to take this line here, and I'm just going to roughly mark it, and then this line here, and I'm going to roughly mark it. And what I'm going to do after that is stick it in my trimmer and cut it out. So I'm going to cut out 2 of these, and I'll be right back. Actually, I'm going to cut out 4 of these, and I'll be right back. And set the rest aside. And what we're going to do is we're going to find somewhere that we can pull this back. Okay, so we've pulled it back. Now we're going to very carefully pull the rest of the top off, or pick a side, doesn't matter. And we're just going to leave it open just like this because we don't want to peel off the entire thing. What we're going to do is we're going to lay this down, figure out which way it goes, because it goes this way, it's not going to go this way. So, lay it down and give yourself a good amount of excess on both sides. It doesn't have to be perfect. We are cutting it straight to the edge, or straight to the edge of the paper, so it's not really going to matter. So you're just going to lay this down, and you can do this a couple different ways. If you have a Cricut, then chances are you have Cricut tools like this, which is just it's a spatula, and you can crease it, or not crease it, but you can squeegee it, or you can just go really slow. And all I'm doing is, you can't see, all I'm doing is I'm going back and forth like this. And I'm pulling this at the same time. So what that's going to do is it's going to prevent air bubbles from getting onto your cover. Then you just go decently slow. I mean, you're not going to have to go like snail mail slow, but you do want to take your time with it. And see, I mean, that didn't take hardly any time at all. And now what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over. And this is why we taped the pieces together. So when we flipped it over, it'd already be lined up. So you can save this for various projects, or you can get rid of it. I'm actually probably going to get rid of it because I have a decent amount already. So you're just going to take your next sheet and you're going to do the same exact thing. Figure out which way to lay it down. All right. And it's not going to go that way. It's going to go this way. So you're just going to take a little bit at a time. You're going to fight with it to try to get the backing off. Or at least I'm going to fight with it to try. There it is. Look at that. It's so pretty. Sorry, I don't know why I did that either. I do a lot of crazy crap, and I have no idea why I do it. So anyway, so you would take this, and you want to make sure, again, that you give yourself some extra, I don't know, overlay, I guess. And you're just going to push it down. And you're going to do the same exact thing that we did on the top. You just peel it back and you go a little bit at a time and hope it doesn't get stuck to your arm. Punched, and now I'm just going to trim off the sides of the contact paper. And yeah, and I do like these. You have to be careful though with some of the contact paper because it's not as tacky as like lamination. But if you use a cover like I had showed you guys in a previous video, it's really not that big of a deal. So it's basically the same thing as this right here, but it's a DIY. It's not bought. So, you just put them in your planner and flip it over and put this one in the planner. And voila! Now, you don't necessarily have to have these, but this planner happens to have them. So, and I actually made one for my personal planner as well. I don't know if it's going to be my personal planner or if it's going to be my YouTube planner, but anyway, I made that. That'll be in the playlists linked down at the bottom. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I have lots of new videos coming out daily. And until next time, bye guys.